They say we should always forgive, but never forget. Because forgetting means that we are letting go of the pain, the betrayal, the scars. We are letting go of the person who has hurt us. And this is what makes forgiving so hard, but Elena understood this late in life. She was just a child when her father left. Her mother cried, holding her close, whispering that everything would be all right. But Elena knew something had irrevocably changed. Her father was a giant in her memories, larger than life, his absence casting an even bigger shadow. He knelt before her, placed his hands on her shoulders, and whispered, "I promise I'll come back for you." And Elena believed him. She waited. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months, months into years. Each birthday, she sat by the window, staring at the road, waiting for the man whose footsteps she had heard so clearly in her heart. He never came back. The promise he left behind became a chain around her heart, heavy and tight. As she grew older, hope withered, replaced by anger. She told herself she didn't need him, but deep down, every choice she made was haunted by the ghost of the father who had promised never to leave. Then one day, after nearly 20 years, she received a phone call. Her father was in the hospital. He was sick, frail, dying. At first, she refused to go. Why should she? He broke her heart, her trust, her childhood. But something inside urged her to see him one last time. When she entered the hospital room, she barely recognized him. His eyes, once sharp and full of life, were now tired, dull. His voice, usually booming with laughter, was a painful whisper. "Elena, I'm sorry. I never stopped loving you. Life, mistakes, pride, they kept me away, but not a day passed that I didn't regret it." She stood frozen. The little girl inside her wanted to scream, to ask why, to beg him to undo the past. But as she looked at him, so fragile, so broken, she knew the past couldn't be rewritten. But still, she had a choice to make. Would she let the anger consume her, letting it turn her heart into stone? Or would she choose forgiveness? With trembling hands, she reached out and held his. Tears streamed down her face as she whispered, "I forgive you." Those 3 words were like a key, unlocking the prison she had built around her heart over the years. Suddenly, the weight lifted. She felt lighter, freer. Her father passed away the next morning. Elena walked out of that hospital lighter than she had ever felt. In the days that followed, she went through the motions of her life. She cried, she grieved, she remembered. But there was a difference. Now, the pain wasn't a gaping wound. It was a scar, a reminder of a love that had been lost, but also of the love that had been found. Forgiveness. Forgiving her father hadn't been easy. It was a long and hard journey, but in the end, it was worth it. It wasn't about condoning his actions or forgetting what he had done. It was about freeing herself from the prison of resentment that had become her heart. One day, while sorting through her father's belongings, Elena found a box filled with letters. They were his letters, each one a testament to the love he had for her, each one a silent apology. As she read through them, a smile touched her lips. She understood that her father wasn't a monster. He was just a man who had made mistakes, a man who had loved and lost, a man who had, like all of them, struggled to find his way back. Elena decided to keep the letters. They were a reminder of the past, yes, but they were also a reminder of the power of forgiveness. Elena realized that the greatest gift her father could have given her was not his presence in her life, but his absence. For it was in his absence that she had learned the most important lesson of her life, the lesson that had set her free.